up? I just got ready, so what I did was I flossed, I brushed my teeth, I used this mouthwash. It's pretty intense, works really good. Definitely like it. Um, and I took a shower. I oiled my hair and braided it last night, so I shampooed it and washed my scalp and just moisturized. And I figured I'll do a video of me braiding my hair. So I'm not gonna oil it or anything right now, unless it's like tough to comb through. And yeah, so okay, so I have it in a shirt, cause that's what I'm doing right now. And hopefully it's kind of damp. Okay, so hang this up. And this is my comb. So gotta start from the bottom. And I just hold my hair so it doesn't pull from my scalp. It's like a workout for me, so I gotta like take a break and drink some water. I haven't drank any water today. Oh my gosh. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so we're brushing, back to brushing. I want to do like a video of like inspirations I've had for like art, to kind of shout out artists that I've been inspired by. And I feel like I have to write it down because like off the top of my head, I feel like I skip over people, but I always remember like my main inspirations, and I can like just briefly go over that right now. So in 4th grade, my mother had a book of Da Vinci's like sketches, and I found that, and some charcoals, and I like just took like paper and like a cardboard thing and just stapled it, and that was my first sketchbook, and I was really excited about it. And the things that I would draw, because I was into like shading and charcoal and stuff, so the things I would draw was balloons with like the little highlight. I would draw eyes. Obviously, I would try and draw eyes, and something else I would always, like circles and like just shapes and like shade them, like just 3D stuff. And yeah, so Da Vinci was like my first like inspiration, where it's like I would look at, I like to, read that book a lot, and not even like read it. I like to like look at his sketches and stuff. I like his sketches more than his paintings. And I would try and do like little master studies of those first. So like it's like, and it's like master studies, like they're still just like practice in my eyes. Like it's not your original work, It's just kind of whatever. And a lot of people assume like when I post like my videos of me on taping that it's like my art or whatever, and I just like to reiterate that it is not my art. It is master studies. And so yeah, I kind of started that way, and then in school I would I wasn't always a big fan of school, so I would kind of take a lot of the lesson time as my own time to kind of practice drawing, because as long as you have a pencil in your hand and you're kind of scribbling away, you have some leeway with looking like you're doing correct work. So, but not to say like I didn't like learn a bunch of stuff I should have learned, like I did like to pay attention for the most part. But it's kind of hard to sit in a chair for 8 hours every day. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about in like Xerox like worksheets that we would get. There would be like a lot of times, like for like history especially, there'd be like little portraits of like Xerox like faces that look like blown out like crazy. So that's kind of how I started to teach myself how to shade faces, because I would just kind of fill it in and kind of use those guidelines to kind of figure out kind of the beginning of portraiture. And I didn't really draw full faces until like I would try, of course, but like I think I got a lot more serious about art in high school. I mean, I'd have like sketchbooks of faces and stuff, and like I'd try and like draw like Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez and stuff, and definitely 3D was a big thing for me to be able to kind of hone in, because yeah. So I will say, like, my dad did teach me how to draw things in 3D. Because both my parents, they both enjoyed drawing, but they kind of kept it as a hobby. So, and I learned, like, if you kind of go through life like that and you don't kind of continue to pursue creative endeavors, you will kind of lose it. So I just kind of kept that in the back of my mind, like, I don't want to stop. So then, yeah, high school, I got really into kind of recognizing like how I connect emotions to colors and like feeling, like, so I got very into using colors on faces and kind of expressing myself in that way, and starting to kind of bring that together. And yeah, so the only AP class I did in high school was AP Art, and that kind of like kind of told me subconsciously that like this is something I would really want to study. Oh, okay. And so in high school, I'd be on Twitter and stuff, and one of the artists that really influenced me a lot with not like immediately, because like I was like painting like with colors and stuff, but kind of started to entice me into like pen and ink kind of stuff, because I was very into like pencil work and stuff that you could like erase, because there's especially as a beginner, it's good to experiment with that. Bryant Giles was a big one for me. I really loved his work. I don't really keep up with many artists at this point in my life. I just kind of keep up with myself. And but yeah, seeing how he'd layer his like thoughts, that kind of like unlocked something for me of like, oh, like this is a deeper way I could like communicate with myself, because right now I'm just communicating with myself with like colors. So that kind of became back in my head, and then it was high school, so I always mess his name up because I always have to Google. I always end up just having to Google yellow sticky note monsters, but it's like John Ken Morrison, or like John. His first name's John, and he would do like these not even like Where the Wild Things Are, like Shel Silverstein. I feel like those were like as a kid, like inspirations that were just like I didn't know like I was like fully like an artist yet, but like those like in the back of my head always spoke out to me. But this guy, he would draw like these like pen illustrations on sticky notes, so they all have like yellow backgrounds, and they're kind of like haunting like illustrations, and I really admired those too. So I feel like, and like there's what were their names? They're like these are like, this is like when I have to like go back to my Twitter and like write down the names. It was like Zach Ian Zimmer. I don't know what the heck their names were, but I'd have to check. But those were other kind of artists that would post their art on Twitter that I definitely enjoyed. And yeah, so then I went to college, and kind of a back and forth of like love and hate in college was as much as like we were exposed to like a lot of different artists and like their work, it would frustrate me that like you would spend like 3 hours in a class and they're just doing like slideshow after slideshow of like all these artists and their work, and like all relative to a theme, and then at the end they go, okay, go make your own original idea based on all this stuff, like as we've just programmed your mind to like do a whole type of like certain like type of thinking or whatever. So that was kind of like whatever. So I tried to kind of almost like just distance myself in those moments of like not actually, I was trying like almost like dissociating, but not fully, like, but like just kind of like not trying to retain as much information as I was being shown. But the artist that I did that really stood out to me that I remember their name is Roger Balin, and his video The House of Balanesque. That kind of like just always kind of calmed me down in a way where like I don't know, it was like I guess like the art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable, I guess. I don't know, something about his voice and his words. So I got kind of pretty into like the layering of like different mediums of like poetry, like video, like I don't know, it just kind of all started to like come together in my head. And like in college as a freshman, you have to, for the school I went to, I chose my school too because what's the word, the facilities. So there was like 24/7 access to all the studios, and like there was just I enjoyed it for that reason, because I could kind of make it my own. So I'm talking so fast. I'm supposed to be braiding my hair. Okay, so then with jumping to braiding, I got one of these. This helped so much with like finding like parts and stuff, because I would just try and like use like my nail or something. It's never really that good, so I just kind of like find like the middle. Try and like part it. So it's like weird to do this in the camera thing, but okay, so yeah, we would have to like do like different classes. So it's like you couldn't like decide like if you wanted to just do painting, you couldn't. Like you had to take sculpture, you had to take drawing, you had to take photography, and you didn't have to do animation, but like there's like a beginning course where like you jumped like between 3 different teachers, and one of those was animation through Vine. So that's actually the first video I think I posted on YouTube, so you could check that out. That was all with the Vine camera, and that was my first shot at animation, and I had fun with it. It was kind of like the loosest I've ever been with it, with just like kind of just like quickly putting stuff together. But that was also like with text and stuff, so I chose like the letter C, and we had to just kind of fill in all the texture with different variations of ways you could write that letter. And yeah, Roger Balin was a big one, and then I don't know, no one else stick like what's her name though? There was like one photographer that was pretty famous. She would like just do different like like characters in her photography. But I think most of all, like I just saw like a lot of photographer a lot of different photographer works, and yeah, so I was pretty into I was mostly into printmaking. I was pretty into photography. I kind of strayed away from painting as I can never get the back straight, but whatever. I did stray away from that because most of like the drawing and painting classes is just still lives. You couldn't really do creative painting until like you're in like the advanced classes. So I just like I don't know. Color theory. Whatever. Figure studies. Those were interesting. Those were interesting. It was cool. I'm glad I got to do that because it helped me survive later on. 1 second.